Hello everyone, my name is NerdBuilder. I'd like to welcome you back into another episode of MineColonies. I hope you're having a great day so far. So, it's been a little bit since we've had a new episode, and the last episode that we did an update video, because at the time I was stuck. We were stuck because of a die rate shortage, and just to update on what ended up happening, so I recorded the episode, did my editing, uploaded it, and I came back in to the colony here, and it turned out when I was down by our fisherman's hut, blocked by the trees right now, but when I was down by our fisherman's hut, I was filling in some of the holes from when I changed the style over from the MineColonies original to the new style of Caledonia. And I fell into a hole not too far down, but I was going to fill it up. But there ended up being a significant size diorite like area down there. It was really cool, and ended up getting a couple stacks of diorite out of it, and it was perfect because it gave me enough time to go get some nether quartz myself from the nether and get a nether miner up and running so they could start going and getting nether quartz. So it solved our diorite issue, at least to get some of the builds done. I think we're still a little bit low on diorite, but it's a lot better than it was, and we do have a functioning nether miner now. Like the nether miner was kind of stuck, and we had some turnover, unfortunately, in the position. But I'm going to try to go relatively quick because there was a bunch of stuff that I was doing off camera, and I do want to do a new build today, and so I'll try to go quickly with the updates so that the episode doesn't drag on too long, and that way we can get to our new build. But okay, so we'll start right here, right behind us. It's hard to get it in camera from up here, but we do have a new house, and I've been meaning to do this for a while, and this was a significant undertaking because the house that we had, the wooden house, kind of stood out from the rest of the colony just because while Caledonia didn't have a player house, this is a blackstone keep here, so I had to keep running into the nether, which luckily I knew where a bunch of blackstone was, so I was able to go like mine some out, which I needed like stacks upon stacks of it. I had to make numerous trips to the nether, but I took down the old house and I had them put up this new one, which obviously it doesn't naturally fit the style of Caledonia that we have here with the texture pack that we have, but unfortunately there's not a Caledonia style player house. So the blackstone one, while not close, I felt like it kind of fits in still just the way that it looks, because again, there's still a good amount of stone used throughout these builds. So while it's blackstone, it's different, but at the same time, it has a really cool look to it. So this is at level 3, the highest that we could possibly max it out, and it's looking, I think, amazing. I'm very happy with the progress. So we do have a guard assigned out front just for fun, again, in case anything comes near, but I did position him right here. I'm actually meaning to set him up on a patrol route, maybe around the grounds here of our new house, but yeah, he just kind of chills out here. He's from that new guard tower, which is over in the distance there, which that was originally taken down from over in this direction past our builders' huts there. But yeah, so let me just go around the side here. So this is a pretty impressive build, and we have a little bit of room in the back here, but not too much. I do have to do a little bit of terraforming back here, probably bring the fence up, and I'll talk about some of the changes to the airport that I made over here too in just a second, and the warehouse filled up a little bit. But yeah, so this looks really cool. I really like the look of this, and this staircase goes up to the second floor. I'm actually going to go in through the front way just because I want to we'll work our way up the house. But I definitely really like this style, though. I think it looks very cool, and the inside of it is very cool. So just to take a look around here on the ground floor, I did, of course, put a post and a stash box here. We have our calendar, currently in fall, and I set up our water station right here. So the thing that I noticed, which was kind of cool, is that in the summer it does get a lot hotter in here now that we're surrounded by blackstone versus when it was wood. So this area of the colony is usually cooler in the summer, where we'll get warm, but I haven't had it happen that often that you know, we've kind of combusted in the flames and we have to go jump in the water in this part of the colony. But now if I'm AFKing in here, I do have to kind of sit in here because now with the way that the stone is, it does get a lot hotter in here. So something I learned and I had to monitor, but we'll start from downstairs here, which there's still a pretty decent sized storage room down here, and I even put an anvil over here. I was fixing up some of the tools and that because again I had to do a lot of use with the shovel and with the pickaxe trying to get materials for the builds. But yeah, this is the downstairs, again pretty basic but more than enough storage here, and we can go up this way here up to level 2, which there is an enchanting table still through here, and again there should be enough to get some of the best enchantments. I haven't tried to use it yet. I haven't had to put any enchantments on anything there, but there. And yeah, so we do have a brewing stand up here. I put some nether warts and some random potions in glass bottles over here, filled up the cauldrons here, but looking pretty cool. And we'll head up to the next level, again the 3rd level here, which there's not really like a master bedroom. I kind of wish that there was more of a master bedroom, but with this style, there's like 4 individualized bedrooms that all kind of match the color of the carpet in front. So, you know, the blue room right here, the green room right here, red right here, and I've taken up shop in the yellow room right over here just because even though the glass is a lot different now because of the style of it, I still think it's cool. It's got a view of the ocean out there. And we got an armor stand in here, and then we do have a closet with some storage, so I threw some extra stuff into here as well. And then we'll head up one more level to, which is the... Actually, we have a rooftop up here too. So the roof was gradually growing as we were growing the building. So this building always had a roof even at level 1, which is pretty cool, but it's got a pretty good view of the colony from above. So looking cool. I'm very happy with this new build here. It took a lot to get here, but definitely very cool. I like it a lot more than the wooden one. The wooden one just, like I said, felt a little out of place. So yeah, so big things. Like I said, I'm very happy with the new build here, and probably should have went out on the 2nd level, but let's head out front. You can see our guard right there, and well, I guess we'll work our way down. So let's take a look through here. So I was doing a little bit of work on our airport here, that I started putting down some of the light gray concrete to make like taxiways around, and for the time being I put the cars in here. So I think what we're going to do, because originally we had a entrance right over here, but now that we have our warehouse, which this is our personal warehouse, again there's no couriers assigned to it, and we do have a courier's hut right here and a house right there, but I moved the road back a little bit back this way, and I think we're actually, one of the next projects I want to work on is building a garage underground. So we'll probably have like this connect through here, and we'll still drive through the airport, but we'll have this go down and we'll move this downstairs, and then we can park a bunch of cars down there instead of having them parked up here, which, you know, right now it's not doing any harm up here obviously. And it's nice because I've done it a few times where I've taken the planes out to go get some iron from our iron farm and came back, and I have the stash box there. But even other items that I was transferring, I could just take them, I could just pull the truck up next to the plane and just kind of have everything nearby. But I moved the gas pump over. Again, it used to be on this side, but our airport got a little bit smaller, as you can see, a little bit more compact, especially towards this direction because of the way that this warehouse fits. And over here, that this actually encroached by just about 1 block. Going down, so with the shrubs or the leaves and that going all the way down here. So I have a little bit more work to do here. I think we got some more light gray concrete I put an order in, so fills up very nicely here. And again, I do have a stash box over there, but yeah, looking good. Like I said, our airport's come a significant way here, and over here still a little bit of a mess. So the interesting thing, because I updated MineColonies to the latest version, which has resolved some of the bugs, i.e. the colonists kind of getting stuck between doors or on railroad tracks, because there was a period of time where unfortunately our colonists were not sleeping, and part of it was, I think there was a glitch going on, and part of it was because I noticed a colonist was kind of going back and forth across the map on the top right there, and I could see it, but it was just kind of glitching out. But the new update seems to have fixed that issue. So the reason I bring that up is because the new style for Caledonia, there used to be where they put some stone or cobblestone around the edges. They no longer do that. So some of the buildings, like you could see, this one does not anymore, but some of the ones like over here, this warehouse was started before I updated the version of MineColonies, so you could still see what the stone are on the outside. But the new ones, where you could see ones that I recently worked on, they don't have that, which is fine. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal in that, but you know, something I noticed when I was doing it, so not uniform everywhere around. But yeah, the guard that's hanging out in front of our house actually comes from this guard tower right here. I do need to finish the road over here, so a little bit of work to go. Probably do a little bit of terraforming over here, but yeah, looking good. And then I'm planning on having the road come down this way through here and down and connect around here as well, so we can connect it to our bridge and connect it going up this way too. So I can pretty much say now that the northeastern part of our colony is full. So there is like no more room up here. You know, obviously we've taken some land over here, but if, you know, for the time being, at least we're not going to move over here. So this is pretty much taken up. So we're going to be, if we're going to expand, we're going to be mostly expanding in this area or out to the west here. We're going to be expanding. So this area is pretty much full up. Again, I changed some of the building styles over, including the barracks finally being done. And again, excuse some of the gaps underneath there. I still have to fill some things in and do some terraforming. But yeah, let's head on down this way. Again, I did it with the florist and the composter as well here and changed over a bunch of the building styles here. So I am happy to report, I should probably prefaced it by saying that all of our buildings have been changed over to Caledonia. So we've been working on that for a couple months. And I'm happy to report every single building has been changed over to Caledonia, or we do have two in the fortress style because they didn't have a Caledonia version, and then the Blackstone Keep. But everything else now is all consistent. We're not doing any more renovating of our existing buildings. I wouldn't do that again. That was a huge undertaking, but I really like this style, so I was willing to put up with it. So, but I still have some more room to do, like with the roads here. I haven't really touched our subway system, which, you know, we were working on that during some of our live streams. It just kind of, we have a line going across the colony now, but I still have some more work to do here. And let me head back here. So for a while we didn't have a fuel room because, again, when I was moving these houses back, because again, these houses are all new, and then the barracks there, that I had to kind of move this back a little bit just because of the way that the style is with the Caledonia houses. So I did put the fuel producing system back up. Again, we're all filled up here, and I put in a nice little lava pocket to throw out some of the byproduct, you know, the canola cake, mostly the canola cake, because I know you can use it to breed, I think it's cows, but unfortunately, I without going in and messing with the config, I can't get the excuse me, our farmers to use it. So let me just get these out of here while we're down here. Put this here. I still have to fill up these chests, and I have to go harvest some more canola from our farm. But yeah, so this is pretty much full up, which I'm very happy with. Here, this is a little bit of an undertaking getting that back up and running. But let me first pop into the warehouse, and then we'll go back and I'll show off the new barracks as well. So come in here and let's just fix this up. I'll have to clear some stuff out. Some of the stuff is still from when we were taking down the other warehouse, that it found its way into here and it kind of lodged things up. So I'm having to clear it out every so often. But yeah, so let's head on over here. So this was the longest build I think we've ever had, because this took so long because of the diorite shortage that you know, for a while we didn't have a barracks, and you know, we were still getting raids. We got 2 raids in the interim. Luckily, both of them, because of the way that our wall defenses are, they weren't able to get in here. But yeah, I mean, it was something. And like I said, I had to kind of fight it by myself because, again, we only had a few guards, and we had a lot of unemployed citizens, which luckily the happiness didn't really go down because of that. But yeah, so this is a new barracks under the Caledonia style. which this is at level 5 now. So all of the guard rooms which are down here are all fully maxed out. So again, we do have 5 per here, so we have 20 in total here for guards. So a lot. Again, I did 2, 2, and 1. So 2 knights, 2 archers, and a druid in each unit. So again, we have the 4 units down here, all located down here. But we'll just head up. Again, this space up here is more so, it's just more of a decorative space. You can see like the candles, which is like a cool touch. And then, yeah, we do have some random beds like up here too. And it's just kind of like it feels like a lounge space up here, like a living quarters for the guards up this way. And again, more of the same up this way as well too. So not a lot to see. Again, there's a few extra bedrooms up here too. I mean, I guess technically, because again, the small rooms in the basement only have 2 beds per room, which again, there's 5. So I guess technically, even though the guards don't really sleep, these rooms up here kind of serve as more room for the guards and that. So yeah, mostly just decorative though on the inside, but pretty cool. And let me just check I believe it's over here. Yes, it should be in here. Yep. So we got a little room down here, but let me just check. Yep, I made sure to stock this up with a lot of gold in here. But yeah, so we do have the barracks all the way all maxed up, which I'm happy with. Our colony flag proudly displayed here. So good stuff. So I'm actually going to grab the vehicle here. We're going to head to the other side of the colony. So let me start this up. And you can see our guard should still be standing. Oh, he's gone. As I was just going to say, he should still be standing, or he might have ran back to get food or something too. But yeah, so let me head all the way down here. Oh, let me stop off very quickly. So I still have some room. Again, there's some random stuff just kind of floating around here, but there was a guard tower right here. I took it down. We're probably just going to make this area into a park, because there's not really a lot of room to do anything without pushing this out further. And even then, like, there's not enough room, because we do have a guard tower right there. So I managed to fit that in between the hospital and one of the houses. But yeah, so I took that other guard tower down. That one was sitting for a while there. So let me drive up on our wall. But yeah, the other thing too, I fixed up, I changed over the style for both farming huts over there. So again, they'll both be identical, but I did fix them up, and it took away, it's a little bit bigger than what was there. Even with me kind of cutting down this space over here, you can see where some of our existing sidewalk used to be. But yeah, so I'll have to fix up the room here, so the greenhouse. Lost my train of thought for a second. The greenhouse here, but we have more than enough crop, so it's nothing of a major concern. The other thing, unfortunately, is that we're still having issues with animals escaping through here. And I tried to put up a door because they were leaving the gates wide open, which has helped a little bit, but animals are still getting out and that. But like you can see right here that like they close the door. It's a delay. Let's see, is she even going to close it? No, she's not even going to close it. So it's still a bit of an issue. I think it might be a good idea, because originally I tried to see if I took the gate away. See, she's just leaving it. Like I wish they would fix that, but maybe, hopefully sometime, because I thought maybe with a door, because again, they're more used to like closing doors and that. See, like she does it, and that way I was hoping they would now leave it open, but it looks like they still unfortunately do. So I think the play is going to be to get this maybe up to level 5 and then start exploring, maybe digging a tunnel underneath here for them to go into. So that way the cows in that cannot get out, but at the same time they can get in, because unfortunately they will not recognize this as a path in. I was hoping that they would, but a lot of them, they unfortunately would come out here and they would try to feed the animals and out this way. And when they were trying to either, well, milk the cows or kill the animal, the byproduct was just kind of hanging out like in here, and they couldn't get to it. So we're having that issue with each one. It's a little bit more pronounced with the cows and the sheep, I think, because they're getting out a little bit quicker. There's not as many chickens here, but again, this is still only at level 1. I haven't tried to upgrade this yet. So this is actually one of the few older builds that we haven't done anything with to date here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try to come up with something, but I think maybe getting these ones upgraded and then doing the tunnel thing, so that way I'm not having to redo whatever design we come up with each time we do an upgrade when they inevitably close it up, or they, because again, it's not going to fit to the style that they were looking at. But yeah, so the other thing over here is right in this area. So we have the warehouse here, which we did that a while back, but I actually took this mine down, or partially down anyways, and over here we actually moved the mine to over in this direction, which I have to be careful over here because there's a little bit of a drop here, and it's a little bit awkward the way that it is, because again, this area over here is definitely the most rugged part of our colony here. But I did get the mine all upgraded to level 5 and have a new miner here. And yeah, they have been digging down, so let me just peer over the edge here. So they've actually gotten pretty far away down, but it's kind of weird on this level because again, there's openings on the side, which I'll probably just come in and fill in with dirt or whatever else here. But it's kind of weird because again, this was like a little bit of a valley coming down this way. But my strategy, because again, like obviously the nether miner does not have infinite duration, and you can see here, okay, strength and stamina have both gone up, but the nether miner relies a lot on adaptability and strength. So part of what I think that we're going to do to train our nether miners of the future, because we had some turnover, is in time when the miner gets their strength up to a pretty high point, we're actually going to move them over to our combat academy and move one of the guards in our combat academy over here to work on strength. So the goal is that we have people that are pretty much in line to become a nether miner. So when the nether miner dies, another person can just pick up the mantle and run with it. So that's going to be the goal. So I started implementing that. Luckily, and knock on wood, because I know the minute I say it, it's probably something's gonna happen. But we've had some consistency in the nether miner now for a couple weeks, which is good. So I'm happy with that. Hopefully that won't change anytime soon there. But yeah, so eventually, like, you know, they will pass away. We did have a record of like almost a couple months of having the same nether miner, but unfortunately she was killed while exploring. But I actually took down too, because right over here used to be the combat academy as well. So I changed that style over and moved it here. So a lot more consolidated than its predecessor. Here, it doesn't take up as much space, and it's at level 4. I'll have to get up to level 5, but you can see we have a couple knight squires here working on their skills, and I think they're relatively new, because again, I recently finished this one. You can see, yeah, their adaptability and stamina, they're getting better, but you know, a lot of them were lower down because again, these weren't existing guards. These are actually new births that we had in the colony. So yeah, give them some time here to train. And let me just come back out and we'll head down this way. So one of the goals that I had was to make sure that we cover all the areas within the wall, which there's a small little gap, but all of it is within the border. So you can see now our border does extend all the way over, almost for the ghost pirate ship over there. But this is the only area right here. So eventually I'm anticipating, because some of the barbarians used to spawn right in this area right over here. But I'm anticipating now, because there's nowhere left for them to spawn within the colony walls, that they're going to start spawning like right in here. So we'll have to put some builds maybe over here or over here to try to get the boundary pushed back. Even I'm thinking about putting in another guard tower here to have a guard patrol the mine right there. So that should hopefully help put the boundary back a little bit more. But I put in a courier's hut over here. Again, I had one of my storage that I was meaning to set back up that we took down. And also over here, I put in another guard tower over here right at the edge of our colony. So again, this is like literally like right at the edge. Again, we're not going to extend out. I don't really see a reason as of now to extend our colony beyond our current walls. If we run out of space, obviously, but I think that's like a long ways away. And, you know, we've had some we've had some new births. Again, I had to get some additional people in as we added more guards and other buildings and professions in that. I needed people. But let's head on over to the town hall. So these are a lot of the big things I was working on. I know this is running a little bit long, but again, there was just a lot to do here. So I'm happy with it, because again, like, the renovations are currently done, but it was a long process. And like I said, like, while I've been away from streaming and content creating, like, I have been working on the world little by little too. So you can see right now that we do have 91 citizens, which is the highest that we've ever been at. And I think we're going to actually be able to add a couple more coming up soon as well. But yeah, so you could say our overall happiness at 10. But we do have space for 5 more, obviously non-guards, or, you know, at the Combat Academy there. But right now, our library is kind of maxed out with people. So I was trying to give them some time to kind of get their skills up in the library. Which is good, because, like I said, for a while, it was just kind of moving people around quickly, and I had to pull people out of the library prematurely at points when I was upgrading the barracks and the guard tower. So this is giving people a good amount of time to get their skills up here, and I still have to get this up to level 5, but we're kind of maxed out on the people we can have training here right now. And, oh, another thing, too, before I forget, too. So I actually got the bakery up to level 5 as well. So this is the look of it. They have been baking there. It's been a little bit slow at points, especially with cakes. I've tried to have her make some cakes in that, but they store everything up here, and you can see the cake batter, but it's kind of slow and not responsive to making cakes, because I needed it for some of the research, and I was filling up some of the food options in our new house, and I figured, I'm like, you know, it would be a good way to get rid of some of the eggs in that. And I think there was a little bit of a milk shortage, because again, somehow the milk the cows, I think I had turned it off at the time, so it didn't take up any more space. I had to go turn it on. It looks like, okay, she's got a few buckets here of milk, so that's good. But yeah, so that's all maxed out. Now, again, we still have some buildings that need to make their way up to level 5 that are existing in here, but we're making little by little. And over here, too, we do have a mini azalea farm. Now I could say actually a house, because I needed a bunch of rooted dirt, which I had to go. I did find in our map, there is a part of the mine, somewhere I have it here. Oh yeah, lush cave. I turned off so that these little blips aren't popping up unless I need them, but I did find some lush caves, and there is one over in this direction that is pretty sizable, and I was able to pull some azaleas and other things out of there that I needed, some moss in that for some of the builds. But yeah, we kind of do have a little bit, you can see right here, there's some rooted dirt right there, but yeah, we do have like a little farm. This area is not really that big, so I'm thinking like we might just put a wall up or something, like a small little wall around here, and just kind of keep this the way that it is like a little park area here. Like I said, there's not enough to do, and I don't think that much is gonna fit in here, because I tried with the bakery before, and obviously a guard tower is not gonna fit, so I think that's probably the best way to go. So the other thing, I've been trying to stay up on the research. We just finished up. I finished up recently the last couple, but I need to get some more material here, because some of these ones, like, we don't necessarily have all the material, but we have come a far way with it. With the research, I've been trying to stay on top of it. Again, I've been trying to do 5 at a time. And, you know, part of it is just getting some more of the resources to continue on with it. But yeah, so looking good, especially on the tech side here. You could see a lot of the research is already done. But some of it, like the 512 redstone, we don't have that right now. I burned through a bunch of it here, like 200 something of it there. We have to go get some chorus fruit from the end, and iron ore, I have to do that. I have to try to do that myself, I think, because the ore smelter will take the iron. I could probably turn it off. Maybe I should consider doing that, but I don't think that our miners are coming back with a lot of iron at this point, because I've had to restock it a few times from our iron farm. So I think because they're pretty far down, even though I did move one of them a little bit closer to the surface so that they were looking for diorite there. But yeah, came a far way here with the research, so I'll be sure to stay on top of that as well. But I think I covered all of the big upgrades that I did. I know this has run on a little bit long, so if you made it to this point, thank you very much for sticking through it. And yeah, so did a lot and a lot of upgrades, and I'm happy with the way that the colony's shaping up too. So I could probably keep talking about it for a while longer, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, and we're actually going to get started into today's build. So let me go grab some of the material, and then I'll catch up with you guys at the build site. Okay, so it unfortunately started raining as soon as I was heading on over to our build site for today, and the weather not cooperating. But yeah, for today's build, we're going to be doing the archery, which again is the equivalent of the combat academy for the archers. And the reason I'm doing that is now that we have like the barracks all upgraded again, there's a higher need for more archers, and we don't really have a training ground for them again like we do with the knights in the combat academy. They have a training ground over there that we can use to get their skills up, but right now we're just kind of throwing people into being archers. So I figured that it would be a good time to do the archery. Again, we only have a handful of builds left to do, but just by way of creating the block, again, you can find it in your JEI, but again, just 3 bows and planks and your build tool there, so pretty easy to do. But you do need to have a level 3 barracks in order to build the archery there, or 3 level 1 barracks too. Probably easier just to get your barracks upgraded to level 3. And you have to have done the research in the university, which I believe we did a while back. But as I mentioned, the archery is where the archers are like in training, essentially like the combat academy for archers. Then again, they won't contribute to your colony's defenses, but it's kind of like a safe space for them to train and get their skills up. So that way, if we do lose an archer, because again, it's foreseeable that we will lose a guard from a mob or something else at some point. So it's good to have a couple here that we can train as well. And the level of the build, of course, dictates how many archer students we can have. So again, obviously the building maximum is 5. So at the highest you can have 5. So again, one level 1 archer, 2 2 3 3 4 4, and 5 5. So they will require a bow to practice. So you'll want to make sure you have access to some string, or have a Fletcher there that can convert some wool into string, because again, like who knows how quickly they're going to go through bows, so there might be a little bit of a demand there. They will shoot at practice targets, which is a target block. If you have an older version, it could be a hay bale, but it's on a fence post. And while shooting, they will stand at a place designated either by glowstone or by any block specifically tagged as a standing point there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's try to plop this down. We're going to try to put it in over here. I'm not sure how big this thing is going to be, but this is a spot I was kind of thinking of right here, since we do have some open space here. So let's use the build tool, and we'll head on over to our military tab and our archery. And you can see we're in the Caledonia style here. Let's get this thing decked out fully here and determine where the front of this is. So let's turn this around. I think it should be right here. Good. All right, so let's move this back and position this up. I'm just going to raise this up a little bit so we could see where we're at. And yeah, you can kind of see again with the style that there's no cobblestone around the edges. So I'm probably not going to go any closer than this. That's why I said I might end up putting some cobblestone down, just because like I don't want them to be completely on top of each other, but I also want it to look kind of normal here too. But let's see. So this will go back. Yeah, this will go back pretty far, even though, okay, we'll have to fill this in at least partly, because again, we're not going to obviously fill all of this in, because look how far down it goes. We can't even render how far down it goes here. But yeah, so we'll probably take some of this stuff out in time. They'll take some of the remaining stuff from the old mine out with this build too, it would appear. So okay, not as massive. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I kind of figured it would be comparable to the combat academy here. So I think we're at the right level. Let me just check. Obviously we don't want it to be, I think we'll keep it down yeah, it would make more sense to have it down here. Good. And I think we'll leave a block here. Like I said, I might fill in with stone myself eventually, but this is a good length away. Just double checking out of paranoia. I don't like to have to take buildings down anymore there, but good. I think this is all set. And yeah, there's the border right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and plop this down. And there we go. So we can see the block right here. And let's take a look here at what we're going to need. So actually a pretty decent amount. And okay, target blocks. I'll have to go teach him the recipe for that. And then, oh, our friend Polish diorite. Anything diorite. But okay, not looking too bad. I think this should be a pretty manageable build. Definitely a little bit more, though, for like a level 1 again. But this is going to be a little bit of a bigger building. So I'm going to go teach who does the target block. Guessing it's the redstone. Oh, they can change a hay bale into, okay. I was wondering, I'm like the farmer. I wouldn't have expected the farmer, but okay. So they'll need okay, a hay bale and 4 redstone dust. We'll just teach the mechanic that. That seems like a better fit. So okay, let me run on over and then we'll do this by way of a time lapse. So yeah, let's let me go teach them the recipe there for the block, and then we'll jump right into the build. And we're back. So, yeah, these level 1 Caledonia buildings always look kind of plain or basic. But yeah, so happy that this is all done. Took a little while, a little bit longer to get everything, I think, in place. But I think they were probably working on getting the target all together there. But yeah, so pretty basic at the beginning, as I mentioned. I'll just go on the inside here and really nothing much to look at on the inside. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the block. There we go. So we can set a minimum stock, which I guess we'll do with a bow, and maybe we'll just do 3 of them in there. So, okay, there we go. So pretty basic UI here. And it looks like adaptability and agility are the 2 attributes that are going to be most important for archers. Like I said, like I haven't really paid that much attention to it in the past, just because again we usually just plug people in the archer position, but now we can actually train people. So let's take a look. Again, these are all relatively new colonists who are currently at the library, and it looks like Lennon actually might have a bit of a skill for this here. So maybe we'll take Lennon here to be an archer. So you can see here that opens up a new slot there, and let's just quickly take a look at what's needed at the next level here. So okay, not too difficult. Maybe we'll look to get this upgraded pretty quickly so we can get some more archers training here. But yeah, I'm excited that we have this. Again, we are down to the handful final amount of buildings that we'll be looking to put up, mostly on this side, on the western portion and probably the southern portion of our colony, to kind of start filling some things out. And maybe we can even start looking to duplicate some buildings, add maybe another barracks, and could see our archer trainee right there. But yeah, other than that, I know this episode has been quite long, so thank you for hanging in there too. But I think we're going to leave it here for today. Thank you so much for coming in and checking out, well, the update, the major update on our colony and the building of the archery. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please consider dropping a like down below. It really helps the channel out a lot. It's a great free way to support our channel and our community. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free. Again, another excellent way to support our community. And thank you to all of my subscribers and viewers for your continued support. And we do have a channel Discord that is open to everyone. The invitation link is in the bio of my YouTube channel, so feel free to hop on over there. But we'll be back soon with another new video and another new build. I don't anticipate any very, very major update videos like we had in the prior episode and at the beginning of this episode, but I'll still be doing some work on the colony off camera. But until then, my name is Nerd Builder. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.